Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. Here I share my English journey to encourage you to speak more no matter what. I'm not an English expert, I'm only an English enthusiast and learner like you. Did you know that less than 5% of people in Brazil speak English fluently? Yes, that's the reality in my country and that's a big deal, but today I'm not here to complain. I want to show what I did to learn English as an adult while living in Brazil. So if you want to improve your English skills no matter where you live, stay with me. The first thing I did was start English classes. When I began learning English, I was 23 years old. I've never taken English classes before, and my main contact with the language was through my husband, who grew up in the United States and was an English teacher when we met in Brazil. So our classes were at our home. I remember we had a little whiteboard where he wrote the grammar structures that I needed to understand to start speaking. And those moments were crucial to my progress. That's why my advice to you is to focus on English grammar and all the structures that you need to be able to speak. And you might be watching this video and thinking, okay, I don't have someone so close to me to help me. And my advice to you is to look for an English school or a private teacher and focus on learning the English grammar. It doesn't mean that you won't learn new words and expand your vocabulary, but you really need to understand the grammar to be able to speak fluently. I already shared a full video about this topic here, but I really need to reinforce how much reading books out loud helped me to improve my ability to communicate in English. First, because it boosted my confidence by listening my own voice and just seeing myself speaking English. That made me recognize that I was capable of pronouncing different words and even make different sounds with my mouth in a foreign language. And second thing is vocabulary. I learned a lot of new words and then I was able to use them while I was having conversations with others. Of course, I didn't always use them correctly or pronounce them perfectly, but every mistake helped me to learn the right way. The best moment to practice your speaking skills is when you're alone. So if you can convince yourself that you're capable of speaking a foreign language, your success is already on the way. Another thing I did was to speak with native speakers. And I know that if you're living in a country where English isn't commonly spoken, like I was in Brazil, for example, you might be wondering how you will find native speakers to practice. But with internet, you can join online platforms to have conversations with native speakers, and you can also consume content from them. That's something that I did a lot and I still do. Watch videos from American influencers on YouTube about topics that I like. This will help you to get closer to the language and closer to the culture. Something that I always say is that learning a new language is not only about grammar and vocabulary. It's about culture, it's about habits, values of that country. So it will really help you if you understand what makes part of that language. Even with private classes and practicing every day, my ability to speak wasn't where I wanted it to be. So what I did was to join an international program called BYU Pathway Connect. I felt I really needed an international experience, and since I wasn't able to move abroad at the time, the program was just perfect for me. So I studied a lot to achieve an intermediate level of English to be accepted into the program. And the first days were really hard for me. I wasn't able to understand nothing during the gatherings. We had American structures, and that was kind of my first time really needing to communicate in English, without someone to help me. So after some months of persistence and doing my best, I finally became more comfortable, and I really believe that Pathway Connect was essential to boost my English skills. You can be an online student no matter where you live, and I'm sure you will love this program. I didn't completely lose the fear of speaking until I started to do job interviews in English and to actually work for an international company. That experience changed my mindset. It helped me to understand that English is a tool to communicate my thoughts, my opinion, and to do my job. No accent isn't a problem since you are able to use the structures, the grammar structures, and to share your ideas. And that was really essential for me. Nowadays, there are plenty of opportunities to work for international companies, especially if you are in South America. If you open platforms like LinkedIn, you will see many companies hiring in countries like Brazil, Argentina, and you can apply for those jobs. Even if they're not in your area of expertise, you should just apply and try. Just have this experience. Maybe your English level isn't that high, and you can start with something like a call center, for example. The experience is really worth it. And once you get experience, you can move to your area of expertise. That's what I did. I really hope this video encourages you to start learning English no matter where you live. And please don't wait until you have an international experience to start practicing and to start improving your English skills. And before you go, I have a video here where I share 5 ways to start speaking, and I'm sure that this will help you a lot. Thank you for being here, and I wish you all the success in your English journey.